Hello, Rebels! Okay, so I'm going to do a quick rundown of this week's lesson with you guys. This week's lesson is all about the census, yay! And it's the Census 2020. So, in 2030, because the census is usually taken every 5 to 10 years between 2025 and 2030, you guys will be filling this out, okay? Hopefully, for whatever state you live in at the time, okay? If you're still here, great. If not, great too. Alrighty, moving forward. Alrighty, so this week we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Why no Friday? Because Friday's technically a holiday, but I am giving you guys until Friday to turn this in, okay? Great. So, due date, Friday. Alrighty, so coming down to Monday, I have a hook that says, why does a school need to know how many students it has? Well, a school needs to know how many students it has because, why do we need to know how many people are coming to Sul Ross? Think about it. So, for example, you can use Sul Ross as your example, like, we need to know how many people we have in our school per grade level because we don't want to put 50 people in a classroom, right? No. I don't think any classroom has 50 people in it, does it? Probably not. In fact, I'm pretty sure not. Moving forward. Now, I'm going to move myself over here. Alrighty. Looking at this, it says, why does a country need to know how many people it has? So I'm going to look at this and say, what is the U.S. Census? And once I watch my videos, I'm going to say the U.S. Census is, and I'm going to type something like a count of how many people are living in the country. I'll type in something like that, okay? Then I'm going to go over here and watch this video, and it says the data from the U.S. Census is used for what types of decisions? Well, the data from the census is used for deciding, you tell me what, okay? Move myself back to my happy little corner. Oh, before I do, notice it says end of Monday's lesson, stop. Okay, that's cool if you're doing this day by day. However, I know some of you guys are doing like a full week's worth of lessons in a day. And you're doing like more than one subject. Like Monday, you're doing maths lesson and social studies lesson. Okay, so I understand, that's cool, I get it. Okay, now, the next one, Tuesday, says, why everyone is talking about the census article. Now, I click here, I click on here, and boom, it pops up. And this tells me what the census is, why it's so important. It tells me exactly who gets counted in the census and how. It tells me what kind of questions are included in a sentence, and it tells me why it matters, how many people are in this country, okay? Or for any census that matters. It tells you why it's important. So I go back and I click on my slideshow presentation, and I come down here and I read my instructions. It says, don't be fooled by deceptive social media posts. Read each post on the left and rewrite the corrected version on the right. So what I do is it says, get ready for the census in 2021. Guys, you tell me what year this census is for. Okay? Just saying. And I really don't care if you pause it and look at the label or the address for the U.S. Census Bureau. I mean, if you really want to write them, by all means, go for it. Write all the letters you want. Okay, so anyway, digressing back to the lesson, I'm going to look at this tweet and I'm going to rewrite it over here in the tan box. I'm going to do that for slide 7 and slide 8 as well. And then end of today's lesson, that's fantastic. But if you keep going and you're one of those that just kind of powers through the weekly lesson plans, I got some of you guys out there, that's totally fine. It says applying the census info. Now, here's the deal. It says, I noticed the amount of representatives in Texas has blank over time. So I'm going to go up here where my arrow is pointing. I'm going to look at my little chart. And it says Texas, 27, 30, 32, 36, from 1980 to 2010. So my number of representatives has what? Increased or decreased over the years. Then it says Texas population growth is blank compared to other states. Well, if I go down here and I actually look at my map, and says percentage change. Blue, it says population has been lost, or there's a population loss. Dark purple, the population has risen, so it's going up. And if you look at Texas and Utah, they're the darkest spots, man. I mean, Hawaii is down here, barely anybody's moving to Hawaii and Alaska. Who'd have thought, right? Now, after I do that, my lesson for Thursday says, let's see what you've learned this week. It says, answer the questions in this Google form link. If you need to go back and study, I can click on here and go back to slide 4 and rewatch. Or I can go back and click on slide 5 and click here and go back to my census article and reread it before I take this little Google form quiz. Then I'm going to interview a family member. Many of them will say yes. Now, you tell your family member, I noticed that the amount of representatives in Texas has blank over time. Why do you think that's happening? Type in their response. Okay. So this is kind of like numbers 1, 2, and 3 are like a script that you would read to your family member and they would reply. Okay. So when it says finished, check your work and turn it in. Here's how. And it does give you a little link to go to see how to submit. However, because this is a slideshow, it's a little bit different. So you have present and share. You don't want to hit share. Do not hit this button, okay? All you have to do is close out at the top, go back into your Google Classrooms and hit submit. Because when you've filled all of these slides out, including the Google form, it automatically saves. And the Google form automatically gets emailed to me. As does your submission when you turn this in. It submits it and pops up on my email screen, says, so-and-so has now submitted copy of April 2023, Census 2020. Okay, it gives me the name of the assignment that you submitted. So that is all for now. If you have any questions, feel free to PM me or click on the Google Hangouts that I will be there this Wednesday from 11 to noon. I set it up on the stream where you can just click it and join. Okay, let me know again if this has been helpful or what I can do to improve on it. All right, see you later, Rebels.